From the Channel Seed Studios, welcome to The Hook. A look behind the lines with Mike Palm and Ken Miller. Powered by Circa Sports Iowa. Sports betting the way it should be. This is Iowa Everywhere.
Channel Seed. Seedsmanship at work.
And hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Hook. I'm Ken Miller. Mike Palm is off today, very busy as the Circa folks made their big announcement, playing the role of Mike Palm for today. Only is my radio partner. That's Trent Condon, whose name is very prominent on this show. Let's put a face to the voice, and he joins me. Good to see you. I haven't seen you since, 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
When we signed off for the day.
Well,
How's your afternoon going?
Busy. Closed a deal. You'll be happy to hear that. So
good.
Wrap that up. Had to get back by 3 o'clock for the babysitter. So we've had a busy afternoon. I was wondering, did you make it back to Ankeny okay?
I did. You know what? It's the exit that was the trouble spot. There was warning signs and there was police cars, with the lights flashing to slow down and be alert, etc. But made it to the 36th Street exit. But man, I guess it's still a big deal, and maybe it's both north and south, because it must be, because I'm seeing a whole lot of semis get funneled to 36th Street. And one was leaving earlier, where's all this semi traffic coming from? And that has to do with it. So anyways, Trent, we are big proponents of Circa. We tell the people all the time that listen to our radio show, well, why do you guys talk so much about Circa? A, we believe in it. And B, to be perfectly honest with everyone, they are our primary sponsor for what we do from 11 to 1 on Des Moines Sports Station, 106.3 KXNO. But it's easy to endorse something when you believe in the product, as we do.
There's no doubt about it. And as somebody like myself that bets every single day, regardless of what's happening, I always find action somewhere, and I dabble a little bit from anything from daily baseball to, of course, football, basketball. I'll find it all, and we dabble a little bit deeper into things. But what you want to do as a bettor is you want to find a place that is going to give you the best odds. And more times than not, that's what you're going to find at Circa. Half point here or there, it can make a difference over the course of a season, at a betting season. And somebody that probably makes, I don't know, over the course of the year, what do I make? 2,000 bets?
Probably.
Right in that range.
North of that, maybe?
Those half bets, those half points are going to come up throughout the course of the year, and they're going to be important. Baseball, as I'm betting on that right now, the difference between a line where, I like this favorite, they're minus 145 at big company X, they're minus 125 at Circa. Those percentages add up over the course of the year, and same thing on the money line. So that's a big part of it, plus the futures market. And the easiest way to explain it is their golf market is better than anybody, but their futures market is. They work to give you, as a bettor, the truest odds. And very simply, the way that I like to explain it is this. You make a bet on the game and you see that minus 110. And if you're a bettor, you understand that minus 110. You're paying their 10%, your juice, your vig. Well, when it comes to something like golf, the big brands out there, their theoretical hold is north of 30%. A lot of times 32, 33%. That would be like betting every sport that you bet, and in every game you have to lay minus 133 juice. It's unsustainable. It's unwinnable. You have to win over 60% of the time to hit a profit when the numbers are like that. Circa does not do that. They bring that theoretical hold down for golf and all their futures market. That's why I don't think there's any doubt about it. It is the best place to bet.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I bet futures, and when I see a number 25 to 1 at Brand X, or if I go to Circa, 28 to 1. Well, if you win your bet, Ken, we'll give you $25 or $28. I'll take the $28, right? Every single time. So, and not only that, it's more than their sports betting operation. The hotel is, for the most part, still got that fresh coat of paint on it, that new car smell, if you will, that you get. It is it's such a great facility. The restaurants are first class. And I haven't even talked about the sports book yet, whether you're outside at Stadium Swim or whether you're inside at the world's biggest sports book, largest sports book. That's where I like to hang out. You're more of a pool guy, but there's something for everybody. And as we're going to tell you coming up here in the next few minutes, we'd love to have you travel out with Trent and I as we're going to be making another trip to Circa in the middle of August. We'll get to that in a second, but let's get to the reason Mike Palm is not here today is he's doing radio all across the country. As this morning on VSiN, they made their announcement regarding the 2023 contest, Circa Survivor and Circa Millions. You played both contests last year. My group was only in Survivor, although we're going to expand on that. We're playing both. So let's start with Circa Millions, Trent, before we get into Survivor. That's where you bet 5 games against the point spread each and every week. You can bet your own games. They don't give you the 5 games you have to play. When did the numbers come out? Thursday, they lock in the point spreads?
A little bit earlier than that. Usually Wednesday afternoon is when they come out for us here in the Central Time Zone. About 10:30 a.m. out on the Pacific is when they get locked in, and they're static. Once those lines are there, they are going to stick there. So you're not going to see any movement. If an injury pops up, that's going to stay there. Now, then you make the decision. Do I jump aboard knowing that a lot of people are going to make that bet? If you do see a big swing, do you just believe in your numbers before that? So it gets into that part of it, but it's very simple. You pick 5 games a week in the NFL against the point spread. The thing that I love about it is over the course of the year, you got to have a huge percentage. I mean, you got to be hitting upwards of 75% to win this contest. But if you have a hot couple of weeks, you win one of the 4-week quarterly prizes that they have, or even finish in the top 10, you're going to make your money back and then a ton on top of it. So even if you get off to a slow start, your season's not over. You are involved for every single week of this contest, the way that they have it set up. And that gives you an opportunity to go out there and have that big run, have that big push, and you have a good 4 or 5 weeks. You can definitely cash in this contest. A season ago, I finished, I don't know, in the top 30%, something like that. Wasn't close to cashing, but I did have one quarter where it was really good. And if I would have went down and came down to the final week, if I would have had a 5-0 in there, I would have cashed and definitely would have made a big profit on my $1,000 investment for my entry. So it's something that keeps you involved all season long. That's what I love about it. It's a very simple contest, and you get your choice of games. Like you said, Ken, it's not, hey, here's the 5 best games of the week. The whole NFL slate, you get to pick out of the whole slate what 5 games you want to bet on.
And, for me, when it comes to picking game strengths, that's certainly not my strong suit. There's also an opportunity for me, and I'm playing in this contest this coming year. As bad as I am, there's booby prizes. And yes, there's prizes quarterly for the people that have the best quarters. There's also prizes for guys or gals who just struggle to pick games against the point spread. Not only that, excuse me, there's a booby prize at the end of the year. So even if you stink, you got an opportunity to cash, which I like.
Yeah. That's why you don't have your people help you out. You just do it on your own. You're going to get that booby prize. I know it's going to happen.
So let me ask you this. In Survivor, I think my strategy is more entries are better. In Millions, have you entertained the fact of buying a second entry? Where are you on that? Because I think one is, let me hear what you have to say.
I think for the way that I do it, one's enough. I'm happy with that. And because of the quarterly prizes, even if it is a slow start, you can do that. And if you get off to an awful start, then like you said, you can chase that booby prize and kind of go back the other way. So that's kind of the way that I look at it. One thing that I am going to do, I have some buddies that are interested in joining up and doing an entry together where we're going to have 3 of us come together, kind of come to our consensus 5 favorite picks of the week, and then play it that way. So that's another way that you can do it. You can cut up the entry fee also of $1,000 and cut it up. So that's a different way to do it. I kind of like that idea and bringing some different minds together, coming together with it, because the NFL, as we know, is so difficult to handicap. It is incredibly tight. Those lines are so good in the NFL. Getting an extra set of eyes or a couple of set of eyes on it makes first the sticker shock that you might have, that $1,000 entry, a little bit better, but then with it, an opportunity to get some different thoughts in there, because I've handicapped with the NFL some seasons very well. There's other seasons that I've struggled, and just getting that extra thought process behind it, I think, can be a good thing too.
Well, and here's the other thing when it comes, this is Derek Stevens. He guarantees this money. So last year, for instance, in Millions, I think there was, if memory serves, Trent, maybe you can help me, like 5,100 people, somewhere around there, entered. So that means there was 500 5,100,000 in the pool. The guarantee was 6. So Derek has to reach into his own pocket and make up the difference. Conversely, in Circa Survivor, where the guarantee last year was 6, now it's 8 this year, they went over that, the 6,000 entries. They went well over the 6,000 entries. There was a couple of $100,000. They don't take that money out and put it in their pocket. They leave this in the pool, and that is shared amongst the winners at the end of the season. Before we talk about Circa Survivor, let's put it up on the screen. This is from the Miller and Condon Twitter account. You can see on the screens the details. So, Trent, why don't you go over the what we've got lined up for people that listen to our radio show or watch us here today on The Hook, or when Palm's back next week with us. We've got a pretty good offer for you to join us at Circa in the middle of August, 13th through the 18th, Trent?
It will be August. Let me get the dates here. The 8th through the 13th
8th through
is
the
when
13th.
it will be. Yep.
And
So that starts on Tuesday. That's when the promo code starts up. It is 30% off your room at Circa during those dates. And you don't have to go there the whole time. If it's just going out for the weekend, you can do that as well. We plan on doing our shows both Thursday and Friday from Circa, so we'll be out there for that. Have a lot going on. It's always certainly a different kind of time of year. We see all the people signing up for the contest at the time, which is really cool, seeing all the people milling about. Plus, it is also Bet Bash. And if you're in the gambling space, and if you're watching this show, I'm going to guess that you definitely are. With Bet Bash, that is an event put on by a professional gambler. His name is Spanky, or at least that's how he's known in Twitter and across the gambling space. And Spanky has put together this event. This will be the 3rd year for it, bringing all parts of the gambling industry together. From the pro bettor to the recreational bettor to the people that work inside the sports books, people in the sports media as it pertains to gambling, bringing all these people together, sharing ideas, giving different tips, different ideas, and doing it there at Circa. So that event will be happening earlier in the week. That starts on Tuesday. We'll be getting in towards the back end of it. It'll be also the induction in the Gambling Hall of Fame will be happening on Friday night. So a lot of cool events. Where you can do is just go to our Twitter account. It's at Miller and Condon, all one word, at Miller and Condon on Twitter, and pinned right at the top there's the link. Click on that, and it'll take you to where you can book from the 8th through the 13th of August. Hang out with us. We got some VIP access as well to Stadium Swim. We'll have a couple of booths set up there at the world's largest sportsbook at Circa. So should be an incredible time. Really looking forward to it. It always is at Circa. We have a great time and chance for people to experience it maybe for the first time. Sign up for the contests and act like a VIP with us for a couple of days too.
Yeah, I'd love to have you. And as you mentioned, you don't have to stay there the whole time. You can, but what I do encourage you to do, if you're so inclined, is to book as soon as you can, because right now, that this far out the rooms, you're going to get the best rate. The longer you wait, it's like when you're buying a plane ticket, right? That plane ticket today might be $200. You wait a couple of weeks, those same flights, you might get on that plane for $400. So reserve your room as far in advance as you can. Once you get through the checkout process, you'll see the promo code box, enter the promo code, and away you go. Trent, let's talk in our final couple of minutes here about Circa Survivor, where we didn't survive until the month of October last year. We had 3 entries this year. We're going to double that at least. We may go a little bit further. As you talked about earlier, we're putting a group together. That's what we did last year. I think I had as much fun on our Wednesday night phone call with the group of people. I only knew one of them, John Liebel, who I worked with at KXNO and who now is in the advertising business and works with us. He was the only one that I actually had a relationship with. I knew a couple of the other guys, but we had so much fun just bantering about games as to who we're going to take this week. That didn't work last year. But you know what? As soon as we got knocked out last September, we weren't bitter. We weren't.
Mm-hmm.
We thought, you know what? We learned a couple of lessons. We're going to play this next year. We're going to try and do some things differently, but we're all in this year and can't wait to participate. And the pool, the guarantee is $8 million. There are 20 different weeks. Well, hang on a second, Ken. There's only 18 in the NFL. Well, Thanksgiving Thursday and Black Friday, those 4 games, they will become their own week. And Christmas Day, which falls on a Monday, there's 3 games, and that's going to be its own week. So there's a little bit of strategy that goes into this, because in Survivor, if you use, for instance, the Chiefs in week number 1, you can no longer use them again throughout the regular season. So you have to put a little bit of thought into it. We maybe outthought ourselves last year, and we were out. We didn't see October, but still had a blast.
There's so many theories too behind this contest. And the group that won the championship a year ago that survived to the end and went down to Sunday Night Football and they got a piece of it, or there are three entries that ended up
Three. Yep.
splitting
Yep.
the prize pool from a year ago. There's this group of guys from Detroit, where the owner Derek Stevens is originally from, and they were there watching Sunday Night Football with the Lions and the Packers involved in that one, and to see the elation and to
Oh,
see just how happy they were. But to get to that point, you got to survive to the end, and that means mapping things out. Or the course that I took last year, so I made it into a week 6, I think it was week 5, week 6 is when I got knocked out. My thought process was, I'm not going to look ahead too far. It is Survivor. I am just going to look to survive. It's as simple as that. Yes, in week 1, I don't want to take Kansas City. I don't want to take what turned out to be Philadelphia. You don't want to take any of the lead teams right away, but I'm not going to worry about, oh, you know what, in December, I really
mhm.
like the matchup with this team. No, don't. You have to get there to start worrying about that. And I think if you do survive, and we saw how quickly the pool dwindled down last year, faster than any of these contests that have happened before in Vegas. Just how quickly that happened led to, I think I had that part of it right. Don't worry too early in the season about mapping out. Just get there. And once you get into week 6, 7, 8, then you can start thinking a little bit more and seeing what's going to be out there by the time you get to the end of the season.
It's harder than you think, but there's a big pot. There's a big pot at the end of that rainbow. Should you get that far, Trent? The question we get asked a lot is, well, why do I have to go to Nevada to sign up for this contest? Well, there's the In-State Wire Act. You have to, if you want to play in this contest, you actually have to sign up, or a representative of your group has to sign up in Nevada. At that point, you have to hire a proxy. The proxy is the person that actually puts your picks in every week. We didn't have the same proxy last year. I was incredibly happy with our proxy. You felt the same with your proxy. Circa can help you out. Do you remember what you paid, Trent? I think for our 3 entries, I think our total bill was like $250 for the whole year.
Mhm.
And you actually, for us, we could go online and put our picks in online. Look, I'm challenged when it comes to technology. It was so easy for me to do that they just make it easy for you. So talk a little bit about the proxy.
So you go up and right there at the sports book, there's a couple set up there. If you don't use one that's set up at Circa, you maybe look in advance and find somebody that you're comfortable with. They'll meet you there. And when you go and sign up for the contest, they will go up there with you as you're putting up your money for your entries. And they're with you. And they also sign, yes, we will be the proxy. The service that I used was like yours. We just went online, just made your picks online. And it was as simple as that. It was clicking a link every week, email to come through, click the link, make your 5 picks for millions, make your 1 pick for Survivor. And it was as simple as that. Also broke down where you were, what teams you'd use in the Survivor contest, which was always nice just to have there in case maybe you don't want to double up or make a mistake on top of it. Also, the customer service was incredible.
Yeah.
It's just 2 people that put it together in the proxy service that I use, including a lady from Ankeny. How about that? We were just talking. Oh, yeah, I'm out here from Iowa. Oh, yeah, I went to high school at Ankeny and moved out to Las Vegas years ago. And her and a friend of hers named Matt, they were the ones that put it together. So it's a really, really easy, simple process, but something you have to do. And even people that live in Nevada, live in Las Vegas, and sign up for these
Mhm.
contests, they also use proxy services because, well, maybe you're going to be gone Thanksgiving. You're going to be out of the state. That's the case. Sorry, you can't get your entry in. You need to have a proxy. And if you don't have that proxy sign up with you, they can't go in and make that pick for you. So that's the way that it's set up. Same thing, I think, with my 2 entries. Yeah, it was a couple $100 is what it is. And definitely worth it. Not only the peace of mind, but it's the way you have to do things, but really easy process with the proxies.
For more information, circasports.com/contest, circasports.com/contest. If you'd like to travel with Trent and I, August 8th through the 13th, we'll be out there on the Thursday, Friday doing our show. We've got a terrific rate for you, 30% off your hotel room at Circa. You'll use the promo code, Trent, is
No promo code. Just click on the link.
Click on the
And-
link. Simple as
Yep.
that. No promo code needed. 30% off your room rate. We advise you to book your reservations ASAP, because the sooner you do, the cheaper your room rate is going to be. For more information, go to the Miller and Condon Twitter account. Miller and Condon Twitter account. It's pinned right up there at the top. For more information on the contest from Circa, circasports.com/contest. Trent, thanks for playing the role of Mike Palm here today, and we'll see you tomorrow morning on the radio. How about that?
That sounds good.
Thank you. And thank you for everybody that's watching another episode of The Hook here on Iowa Everywhere. We'll see you next time.
Hey, Derek, what's the guarantee?
Hey, Derek, what's the guarantee?
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back.
So big that we needed to use an armored truck.
We're guaranteeing more than we did last year, $14 million to be exact. Circa Survivor entrants pick one game each week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all.
Players in the Circa Millions make 5 picks against the spread each week with quarterly and full season payouts.
All right, Mike, let's get this dough to the king.
Visit circasports.com for details.